Subject-verb agreement. What does that mean? That means that your subject has to agree with your verb in that you don't use the incorrect verb with the subject. So basically, if you have a singular subject, you use a singular verb. You have a plural subject, you use a plural verb. And no other way to do it, but just to look at some examples. And I will be honest with you, I got these examples this week based upon writings I've seen you write, Facebook posts, and general language I've overheard. Okay, not saying that I am perfect in my English, but I try to be as perfect as possible and to eliminate how we should all speak and talk and write using correct grammar and proper English. Do you say they is or they are?
They are.
Really? Because I heard you say, girl, they's coming for us.
Well, it depends what situation.
Okay, we can't worry about situation. We're going to use correct grammar no matter what situation. So we don't say, they's coming. No. What do we say?
They are.
Here's how I remember it. They has an E, and so does are. Okay? She was or she were?
She was.
Really?
Yeah.
She was my best friend forever. She was so good to me. No? No? So what is it?
She was.
Okay.
She was.
They was or they were?
They
They
were.
was. They were.
They were.
They were.
Aha! I heard a little chickadee back there say they was, because she said that earlier. She said, girl, they was so bad this weekend. They was. Do we say they was? No. Look here. They has an E in it, and so does were. That's how I know my days, because they has an E in it, and I look for the verbs that have the E, okay? Don't be embarrassed. We're all learning. He is or he are.
He
He
is.
is.
Kira, my friend?
He is.
He is my friend?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's go up here. Watch this one. This is the one I really, really like to teach, because if the noun has an S, the verb doesn't. Okay? So this noun is plural. It has an S, so what verb is it? Is it flowers bloom or flowers blooms? Bloom. And we know, based upon my little rule I just gave you, if this has an S, then the verb doesn't, right? Okay. Kwame, that's a name. That's my favorite, one of my favorite authors, Kwame Alexander. So we're going to use him in this example. Kwame is a guy. Does it sit or sits?
Sits.
Kwame, he sits. Okay? Very good. Students, wait just a second. Look at my rule. I said if the subject has a S, then the verb what? Doesn't. So is it students ring or students rings? Students ring the bell. Okay? So student has an S and ring doesn't. Teacher, does it have an S? No, so it's teacher.
Strings.
Teacher what?
Screens.
Screams, because it doesn't have an S, so teacher screams. Okay, then look at this one. Teachers.
Take.
And we know it's because what? This has an S, and so what?
The other one does not.
So teachers take their time grading papers. Haha, we can do that. Now, over here, we're going to go back to teacher again. The teacher writes or write.
Right.
This doesn't have an S, so the verb what? Does. The students writes or write.
Right.
This has
Right.
a S, and so the verb. Now this isn't always the case, because some verbs won't have an S on it. Okay, but if the subject has an S, wait a minute. Let's go to this another example. How about James? That has an S, right?
That's your name. That's your
What's your
name.
name though?
That's your
Very good. So we're just gonna substitute it in our mind. We're gonna think she, right? And she sounds or she sound?
sound.
Sounds. A singular subject always has an S on the verb. Okay? Singular subject. For instance, right here. That's a singular. That's one person. Has an S on the verb. Now, I added this one because I just saw this. Somebody just wrote this earlier. I saw it. I won't or I won't.
Want.
I want.
I won't. Singular subject. What?
Singular.
Singular subject. I thought I said.
Verb.
Huh? No. Singular subject, singular verb. But what about when we went, where is one? Teacher screams. That has an S on it, doesn't it? The teacher screams, because that's singular and it has an S on the verb. I is singular, so do you say I won't?
No, because you're talking about yourself.
When it's I, that doesn't apply to that rule, okay? I what? Won't. What about we?
Wait.
We wakes up in the morning?
No,
Wait.
wait.
We wake. Okay? Because this is a what?
Plural.
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 And plural doesn't have an S on the verb. Okay. Subject verb agreement is very, very important. Easy to remember they, because they is they are and they were. Okay?